Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. So I was absolutely laughing my head off yesterday when I heard this news. I saw on Trump's social media that he placed 10% tariffs on 7 EU countries, including Britain, France, Finland, Germany, Sweden, Norway, and a few others, I think. And um, and I was just laughing my head off, guys. I almost fell off my chair. I laughed so hard. I mean, when are these European puppets gonna learn? When? I mean, it's so hilarious, so funny. I mean, I saw this article as well. It says, can't trust Trump. Best not to make any deals, Capital Mine CEO says after tariff on Denmark and other EU countries. So you've just woken up and said that you can't trust Trump. I mean, come on. How how long have Europeans dealt with Trump? I mean, this is not Trump's first term, right? This is his second term. And the Europeans have been dealing with Trump in his first term, and he was probably pretty much the same. And the European leaders never learn, guys, never learn. They're still placing sanctions on China, on Russia, they are still, de-risking their economies from China and Russia. And I saw an article today saying that, they are, you know, putting together a new sanctions package on Russia. They're also de-risking their economy from China. They're still pushing this anti-China, anti-Russia agenda. When the real enemy is close to home, you have Trump basically looking to invade Greenland. And these European leaders never learn, guys. Absolute puppets. And you have von der Leyen, the puppet master. Well, I'm not going to say puppet master, master of puppets, I would say. Um, she literally says nothing about Trump. It's so funny. When she goes to China, she screams about human rights. Oh, China's evil. China's going to take over. And you have Callas saying the same thing, pretty much anti-China everything. They say, oh, we need to de-risk from China. We need to do this to China. We need to do that. Same with Germany as well. And then when Trump threatens to invade Greenland, which is Denmark's territory, and Denmark's part of EU, and Greenland's part of NATO, which makes Greenland part of EU as well. She says nothing, guys. Absolutely nothing. And other European leaders say nothing as well. You have Starmer, you have Macron, you have the German puppet. Every single European leader is just sitting there silent while they're happy to say Putin is evil, China is evil, but they say nothing about Trump, absolutely nothing. It is so hilarious. And the papers as well, the media and the papers say nothing, guys. They're so polite. Like this article, look how polite this article is. Trump says 8 European nations face tariffs rising to 25% if Greenland isn't sold to the US. Look how polite this paper is. If this was about Russia or China, you would be like, "Oh, evil China! They are a regime looking for to take over the world. They are hell bent totalitarian state. Evil state. All these you know all these right on. If they say anything nice about China, they'll always put at what cost? At what cost? It is so funny, guys. It is so hilarious watching all of this in action. I mean, you have you have to laugh at every single country that's been affected by Trump's tariff. You have Finland, right? Finland joined NATO because they want to be friendly to the US, and look what it's got them. Cut ties with Russia. They were basically neutral at one point. So they've gone along with the West, they've gone along with America, they've joined NATO, they have gone completely West, and now tariff. Trump is placing tariffs on them. It is absolutely hilarious. They cut ties with Russia completely. They're not buying any, cheap gas or oil from Russia. They've closed the borders, and this is what thanks that Finland gets for joining NATO. It's absolutely hilarious, guys. Absolutely hilarious. And the Europeans are apparently meeting to discuss what they're going to do. I mean, what are they going to do, guys? Come on. What are they going to do? You have von der Leyen. Um, yeah, you have von der Leyen who went to Trump's Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago. I can't remember the name of his place. Mar-a-Lago, I think. And she just sat there like a puppet. When this woman goes to China, she takes a full crew of puppets with her. She takes a full crew. She even follows Macron. If Macron goes to China, she follows him around as well. So she takes a full crew with her to China, and she talks about human rights and all this. And she has her puppets in European puppets also say the same thing. You have Kala saying, "Oh, you need to end the war in Ukraine. You need to push Russia to end the war. You need to do this. You need to do that." But this woman goes alone to see Trump and shakes a deal with him. And the deal is 15% tariff for European exports to America. That's a deal, guys. Which means, which means it's not a deal, right? America gets supposed to tariffs on EU, and EU can support no tariffs on America. So what kind of deal is that? That's a puppet. That's a puppet kind of deal. Starmer did the same thing. Starmer was one of the first countries to sign a deal with Trump. And guess what? If you look at the small print, if you look at the small print, you can see here. However, a whopping tariff of 25% will remain on British steel, one of the industries that can at least afford them for foreseeable future until another deal can be hammered out between the two sides. And it's not just British steel, guys. It's a lot of items are still got 25% tariff. Some of them have got 10% tariff. Some of them have got 15. Still, Europeans and the British got no deal whatsoever. So the deal is America places tariffs on EU and British goods, and the British and the EU cannot do the same. If they do the same, guess what? America increases its tariffs. That's what they try to do with China. If you remember, when they placed tariffs on China, China retaliated by putting the same tariffs on America. And guess what Trump did? He increased his tariffs on China. He thought China's going to buckle, and China increased its tariff. Then Trump started increasing the tariffs on China. He went on for like days. They started like increasing each other's tariffs. And he went to a point where he was like 150% or something, or 155%. And they stopped basically. And there was no trade going on between America and China because the tariffs were so high. And the Europeans are scared of that happening, and the British are obviously scared of that happening with Trump increasing the tariffs. The only country that can fight a tariff war is China. But these Europeans and British puppets, they cannot do anything. So they're just going to sit there in their little European offices and have their European meetings. Nothing's going to happen, guys. Absolutely nothing. And it's so funny and ridiculous. They send one troop to Greenland. Britain sends one troop. Norway sends one troop. Finland sends one troop to Greenland. In total, there's like 10 troops or something. France sends, Germany sends. So there's about 10 people in Greenland. And that angered Trump, and he placed all these tariffs on these countries just for one soldier in Greenland. It's absolutely hilarious, guys. Absolutely hilarious. Um, you have Maloney saying, "Oh God, I don't know, guys. This is this is so funny, guys. I can't believe it. Tariffs do not serve anyone." Finland Prime Minister says. Well, they do. I mean, Finland. This is the Finland Prime Minister saying tariffs don't serve anyone, but Finland Prime Minister is one that's been placing tariffs on Russia. Placed 20 sanctions, tariffs on Russia. Russia is probably the most tariffed and sanctioned country in the world at the moment, and this guy was placing them on Russia. So he's funnily, he says, "Oh, they do not serve anyone." It's so ridiculous, so funny. Um, Tariff threats completely unacceptable. You know what they're gonna do, guys? All they say is the same thing. Oh, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. That you know, the Europeans need to grow some balls, man. They need to grow some balls, and they need to start tariffing America back. Europe needs to place 25% tariffs on America right now because it's 15% from this deal, and you got the 10% which Trump is adding right now. And the same with Europe. I mean, same with Britain as well. I think Britain has got loads of different tariffs from Trump. They got 20%, 25%, and 10%. Depends on which goods. So Starmer needs to do the same. He needs to put 25% tariff all across the board, every single item, American item coming into Europe and America, and also place 25% levies and additional costs to American businesses that want to have business in Britain, that want to have business in Europe, and also increase their taxes on them. So they need to come down very hard, guys. They need to come down very hard on Trump and on America. And this is the only way that's going to stop this Trump bullying. Otherwise, this is not going to stop. This is never going to stop. Like this guy says, can't trust Trump. Best not to make deals. You shouldn't make any deals with Trump. It just depends on what time of day he's going to wake up and place tariffs on you. So all these tariff deals that the Europeans spent months and months negotiating comes to nothing because Trump can wake up one day and add an additional 10% for nothing. Or he can add an additional 25% for nothing, like he's done now. So all this negotiation with Trump doesn't work, guys. You need to stop negotiating with Trump. Start placing these tariffs on America right away. And this is the only way Trump is going to back down. Because look what happened with China. China didn't back down. Guess who backed down? Guess who tackled? It was Trump. Because the economy was crashing. And the same thing's going to happen when Europeans and the British come down very hard on Trump, and you will see the prices going down. You see all this business going down, and Trump will have to react. And he's not going to react very well. And the Americans, I mean, and the British and the Europeans need to start dumping bonds, treasury bonds, and start dumping dollars. They need to stop trading with America, and they need to start building the Nord Stream gas pipeline again. Cancel all the tariffs with and sanctions with Russia. Start negotiating with Russia. End the Ukraine war. You know, give Russia what it needs. Apologize to them, and start fresh. You know, start fresh outside America. Because right now, Europe is paying for America. They're paying, you know, they're buying really expensive LNG gas and oil from America because they've sanctioned Russia so badly. They have to buy it from America, and they have to buy it in dollars. And this is propping up America, and this is destroying Europe at the same time. So if these European leaders don't do that, then you as Europeans need to kick your leaders out. You know, kick these puppets out. I mean, Europeans have become very soft, guys, very soft. Apart from France, I don't see anybody, I don't see anyone outside, you know, protesting against their leaders, against their puppet government, against their puppet regime. Nobody. It's almost like the Europeans have been completely conditioned to bend over and take whatever the government gives them. Absolutely mind-boggling in how, you know, useless and weak the Europeans have become. It's not just the leaders, it's the Europeans themselves. If your leaders are weak and useless, you know, this is a democracy, right? You need to stand up and get rid of your leaders. You know, go out protest if you have to. You know, do whatever you need to do to get rid of your leaders. And they're not doing that. Europeans are just taking it like little puppets, little chihuahuas. It's crazy. They talk about democracy, but they don't want to do anything that comes with the democracy. It's crazy, guys. So the only country that's doing the right thing right now is Canada. So you see, Canada has been very anti-Chinese. They've been placing 100% tariffs on EVs. They kicked out Huawei. They kidnapped Meng Wanzhou. So they were absolute puppets of America at one point. All of their trade was going through America, and only small amount was going to China and Europe. So Canada was completely 100% in on America in terms of trade and everything, foreign policy. So this new guy comes along, and now he's starting to make trade deals with China. He said he's going to cut the EV 100% tariffs to about 6% for 49,000 vehicles, and that will increase obviously in time. And yeah, he's starting to build new connections, new links, new trade deals, and it's the way to go, guys. This is how a leader should be. The Europeans are so stuck in their ways, so backwards, so low IQ and ridiculous, and acting like puppets. They do nothing. They alienate China even more by placing more, sanctions and tariffs on China, talking about human rights and, really antagonizing China in many ways, while giving Trump the go ahead to do whatever he wants to them. It's absolutely humiliating. As a European, it's humiliating. It's humiliating to be British as well. So they need to take a leaf out of Mark Carney here and start, doing what he's doing. Start making trips to China. Don't mention kind of human rights. There is no human rights. Stop antagonizing China. Get rid of all the sanctions on China. Start putting all sorts of trade deals on China. Dump US bonds. Stop investing in America. This is what they need to do if they really want to hurt Trump. Because Trump is a businessman. And one thing that will hurt Trump and America is his pocket. If he loses money, if he sees he's losing money, if his businesses are losing money, if America is losing money, that's when he will act. Otherwise, he will just be bullying these countries. They don't seem to understand. So that's all for now, guys. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Try and like, share, watch the video to the end as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.